Good evening, everyone. I'm Nathan, here with my wonderful wife, Laura.
Hello.
I'm going to have a quick look at and review of the Clue Downton Abbey version.
Yes. Does it sound weird saying Clue?
Yeah, or Cluedo.
Yeah, it's Cluedo normally here in Australia, but for some reason the Downton Abbey version is Clue, which is what they call it in other countries.
Yeah, so either way, it's the same game in all but name.
Exactly. Alright, so Downton Abbey, if you don't know, it was a popular TV show, and there's a movie as well.
Of course.
Based here with all these lovely characters. I have watched it, but it's been a while, so I'll do my best to remember who's who and what's going on.
The only one I know is her, because she was a wizard at one point, or a witch, or whatever it was, I think.
Yes, not in that though. So we'll take you through and show you everything you get. Essentially it is just Clue or Cluedo though. There's no sort of unusual things. It's just, you know,
a reskin.
Yes, thank you. There's a look at everything that's going to be inside, but let's just start getting things out.
There's no murders in this game.
No, so that is the main thing that is different. We're not investigating who murdered who or anything like that. There's actually been a theft. Something has gone missing at a dinner party.
So that's well known in the show. There's always things that went missing in the show, wasn't there?
No.
Oh. I haven't seen Downton Abbey, so I'm not sure.
No, I personally, I was saying to Nathan before we filmed, I think it's a little out of character for most of the suspects in the game, but we'll
let it slide.
You'll see that, yeah. Alright, so there's a little bit of a description of what's going on at the start. They're at a dinner party and the Crawley family's in a spot of bother, oh no. So Mr. Carson has discovered something has been stolen, but doesn't know what it is. So how that works, I don't know.
Something's out of place and I can't quite put my finger on it.
Yes, so instead of who murdered the person,
with
where it was, and with what item, we're looking for who stole what item and where they have now hidden it. So that's what we're trying to find out.
Effectively, it's the same thing.
It is. So we'll have a scan of the instructions down below just in case you find this without them.
Here's our cards. You can tell we've played this a lot because, it's sealed.
It is. So let's bust into it and see. These have all the sort of standard, I guess, varieties of cards you would find in normal Cluedo.
So here are all the suspects.
Which are some of the main characters from the show.
There we go.
Most of whom I would not expect to be stealing, but hey, you know.
So we have, now this isn't actually mentioned in the manual what the items are. It's only mentioned on the cards and on the clue pad.
And that, yeah. So these are the objects that may have been stolen.
Mr. Carson, oh, not the pantry key. Pocket watch. Lady Edith's typewriter. Not a lavender loaf.
No.
Bow tie, and yeah, so they're the items you're sort of looking for.
Yep, and then these are the locations that they might be hidden.
Yeah, all pretty.
I'll show you these on the board after as well.
All pretty standard, aren't they? Library, dining room, kitchen.
Alright, then we have our extra cards. What are they called? I've forgotten what they're called. Are they clue cards? Yes.
Ooh.
So we also have clue cards. This is something I believe they've introduced in more of the newer versions of Clue and Cluedo. You can either keep these in the game or leave them out if you just want to play traditional Cluedo.
So, golly gumdrops, what a turn up. All players secretly show one card to their left. Name one suspect you want revealed. If the player has that card, they place it face up. So they do various sort of different things to modify the game, the rules, and what happens each turn.
That's right. So, I believe you get those...
Choose the guiltiest looking player. Okay.
Always Nathan.
Always me.
So if you roll, one of the dice actually has a magnifying glass symbol on it. If you get that, you can pick up one of those cards if you are playing with them. But as mentioned, you can just put them aside if you don't want to factor those in.
It just plays just like a traditional Clue.
Traditional Clue, yeah. Or Clue, depending on where you're from. Alright, so then here are the pieces. They're actually pretty nice.
They're quite nice, aren't they?
There's the telephone. Then we have...
Ye old typewriter.
Typewriter.
No, I don't think these are pewter. I think these are just metal, I feel like.
Just metal, but they're nicely done. There's a lot of detail on them if I can get it to focus.
The pocket watch.
Pocket watch. And they've put it in such a way that the back of it is the base, so it stands up, which is great. We have our key.
Is it the key to the kingdom?
And again, there's quite a bit of detail. And no, it's not the key to the kingdom. We have our loaf, which just looks like a regular loaf of bread. There's not as much detail on that one.
What an odd thing to be stolen.
Yeah, and the bow tie there as well.
Then you have your playing pieces. They're just cardboard cutouts. They're the same on each side. Pop them out, and then we have, as Laura's opening, little like plastic stands they just sort of sit in.
Yep, little plastic bases there. they both have, I wasn't sure, I thought only one of the dice had the magnifying glass, but both do. So if you do roll 2 of the magnifying glasses and you're playing with those clue cards, you do pick up 2. Obviously, if you roll numbers, you're going to be rolling and moving around the board, which is in here underneath.
We have our, I think it's the clue envelope or the evidence envelope. I can't remember what it's called in the original one. It's where basically the item, the location, and the room.
Yep.
The 3 things you need to find out are in this one.
The stolen object, the suspect who did it, and the location it's hiding. So what you do at the start of the game, as in the normal one, is separate those 3 types of cards out. The top one of each, without being looked at, goes into that envelope, and that's what you've got to try and work out. If more than 2 people are playing, you then deal out the rest of the cards, and then as you make guesses throughout the game, people have to show you if they do have one of the ones that you're guessing. Again, we're not going to go too far into the standard rules because I think a lot of people would probably know how to play Cluedo.
Yeah, you cross off your sort of process of elimination. If someone's got a card and it can't be them, you cross it off. They do, then you've got to work out by process of elimination by visiting different rooms, locations, etc., etc.
Obviously, if you have them as well, you're going to cross your own cards off. And you have different columns, so you can pop in the first column, you know, your cards, and then depending on how many people are playing, you can put their first initial up here, so you remember who has what, so you can make different guesses, so you're not asking the same thing and seeing the same cards multiple times.
I will mention the actual font is a little hard on the eyes to read. It's quite small, and it's like that old-timey sort of... what is it? Not acrylic. It's
handwriting or something.
It's not calligraphy or something, but yeah, something like that. You get the point.
Sure. So that's the cardboard insert, which is actually quite nice. It's got a lot of extra detail with like the dinner party invite, and then the note saying I need to discuss things with you.
Even this is textured. It's hard to sort of tell, but there's sort of like a.
It looks like it's textured.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have the board, which everyone's making into little square folds these days, aren't they?
I suppose it's convenient.
Alright, so the board has the same type of layout to a regular Clue or Cluedo, but they obviously have the different rooms. Like, for example, the servants' hall is down here. That's not normally in a regular version. We have a different start location for every different character, and they actually all go on the board whether you're playing as them or not.
Yep.
Because what you then do is go from there. You must go in the doorway to the room you want to
you obviously
guess for.
can't go through walls and things.
Sorry. When you get in there and you're looking at your sheet and you want to make a guess, you do actually move the character you're guessing is the culprit into the room you're in, as well as the item that you're guessing has been stolen. So maybe I'm guessing that the bow tie is in the dining room, and it was, we have Lord Grantham, isn't it? I've probably got that wrong. You then guess they stay there until somebody guesses them.
And then,
yeah. Turn.
And there are other cards you probably saw that might move some of the characters or items to other rooms or other locations as well.
If you're playing with them. This one also has the secret passages, so you can move from the kitchen, for example, across to the dressing room.
Or the pantry or the drawing room, the 4 corners of the board.
Yep. They only go to one each though, so this one only goes to the dressing room, for example, and the dressing room only comes to the kitchen, and same with the other corner. I've forgotten, I was going to say something else now. Oh, you keep guessing until you think you know exactly what is in that envelope, and then straight away, if you want to on that same turn, you can then make an accusation. You then check it in the envelope, same as always. If you've got it, you've got it, yay!
Hooray! If you don't, you put the cards back without telling anyone, you're out of the game, people can still guess things, and you can still show people your cards in your hand, but you can no longer win or make accusations.
Yes. Obviously, if you are only playing the 2-person version, which you can do now, you never used to be able to.
There is an option to do that, yes.
We'll get to that in just a moment. If there's only 2 of you and one guess is wrong, then you're out and the other person's won by default, so be careful. Now, as we said before, you do deal out all of the rest of the cards after you put them in the envelope, minus the clue cards. After you do that, you leave 4 if you're playing with 2 people, and they actually go in the rooms on the board. So the board kind of acts as your third person.
So you can go into a room and then instantly turn up that card without showing the other player, and then you can then cross off or whatever you need to do.
Yeah. So that's not new to this particular version. It's in some of the other new ones as well. Maybe all of the new ones. I'm not sure.
We did a review. I'm not sure if it's up.
Did we do a review?
I'm not sure if we've done it yet, but we've got the Lost at Vegas or the Clue Lost in Vegas.
The parody version of Cluedo.
And it had the same sort of set rules and extra cards and 2-player mode as this one. So
it's a nice little addition. You can obviously play with less people now. You know, sometimes you don't have 3 or more to play.
I can't say I'm a big fan of Clue myself, though. I've never been that good at eliminating and that sort of thing.
No,
which is why
not your thing.
No.
And I never had anyone to play with because there was no 2-player version when I was a kid. I think we've covered everything. As we said, really the only differences here
are just
versus
the looks.
The normal one are just the appearance, and obviously it's not a murder.
I mean, you can pretend that they murdered someone with a bow tie, I guess, but
well, you could have strangled someone with it.
But yeah, apart from that, it just plays the same as a regular old Clue or Cluedo.
Yes, and I do, like I said, you can play as 2 players, but that's not new for this version. And the clue cards can be used or not, so you've got some choices there now.
Choices.
If you enjoyed watching this video, give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comment section down below what your favourite version of Clue or Cluedo is. Do you like the standard where it was 3 players or more only? Or maybe you really like the, you know, the parody, or there's a Harry Potter one, I think, and several others.
I want to know if the 2-player mode, when that was released into modern versions, if anyone knows that.
It's been a while since we bought a Clue or Cluedo aside from this one and the Vegas one. Hit that subscribe button and check back soon. We have videos every single Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.